Hello, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 27th. And I told myself I was going to do a video for all my children. Yesterday was for my youngest, Elisa. Today is going to be for my oldest, Kelsey. Kelsey has two children, three, Ariana, and she has little Jimmy, who's a year and a half. They are two amazing, young, vibrant, full of energy grandchildren. And they don't call me grandpa, they call me papa because I was not used to that word. So anyway, it's a different feeling being a grandfather. I can't explain it. They're just so full of love and hugs and kisses, and I look forward to sharing a lot of memories with them. But for my daughter Kelsey, who is trying to find her way still, that's probably the best way I can put it, because I told her even yesterday about, I am fortunate enough to be able to be sober today and be able to give her some advice about relationships, about life in general, because I think that she has a giving heart, loving heart, but sometimes you have to take a time out when you have got into a relationship. You need some time to figure life on life's terms. Is that you have to get? I always say you have to get this straight, because I think it's vital, Kelsey, that you have to get your life straight, and staying sober and living a righteous life. And I know that we've talked about having faith and growing yourself, and I think what you're lacking is faith, and that you need to put every problem that you have, and I know we talked about it, and that you sometimes don't know how to pray, or don't have a relationship with God, and a lot of people don't. I've turned my back away from him a while ago, when I was probably 8 to 10 years ago. I remember that I was leading a messed up life, and I got back into church and had strong faith, and I just turned my back away. But there's no turning back. And that's one thing I want you to understand, that he's always there for you. And I want you to have a relationship with him. I want him to know your name. And that's all you have to do, is open the door, open your heart, Kelsey. And that's pretty much all you got to do. But I love you tremendously, and I know that you'll find your path. I know that you have a lot to offer, and that you have to value yourself. You have to look in the mirror every day and say, I want better. I want a better job. I want a better relationship with my children. I want a better relationship with my father, a relationship with your mother, a relationship with your brother. And until you find yourself and having all those things without, like I said, any substance in your body, that it's going to create opportunities for you, and the blessings are going to keep on coming. Trust me when I tell you, Kelsey, that I am leading the way. Before, I could not lead the way. Now I am leading the way. And this is on you. You're an adult. I cannot hold your hand through life. I can't. I don't have all the answers, but I got a lot of them, because I lived it. I lived a life of valuing other people. And when we put a value on, say, a boyfriend or girlfriend above everything else, that's the wrong thing to do. You have to value and love yourself first in order to be able to branch out and love somebody else and have them go along for the ride. I want you to fly through life, Kelsey. I want you to fly in the sense of nothing's going to hold you back, and no man. And I always told you, create your own independency. And that goes to a lot of my friends out there too. And I told you why I'm telling you that is, you don't want to depend on anybody for financial matters, or stability, and that's why you have to create your own independency, Kelsey, because that shows me that you've grown up and that you can live alone for a while. And then after time, somebody will be able to be by your side and that you can value yourself, and it's just going to come effortlessly when you're in a relationship. And things click on all cylinders without drugs, without alcohol, without anything involved. And that's where I know that, hey, we finally got it. But in the meantime, you really have to focus on yourself. You really have to focus on your children. There is no other thing that matters. And you have to put them first and foremost up front with nothing else. No person, no man is relevant when it comes to your children, when it comes to you. And that's what I think that you need to work on the most, is what you value in life. And that you have to have God. You have to have a relationship with him, Kelsey, because you are not going to be blessed with things. You are not going to be able to get through things without having any coping skills. And that's what sometimes when I see you go through things, you don't know how to handle them, because there's a lot of things that are going on in your life that you don't know how to cope with them. And sometimes we lead to other things that you shouldn't be doing. And you have to learn how to cope with things. That's why I've always told you we can talk more. It's not yelling. There's not, like I always said, when I talk to my father, it's about how you deliver it. And what kind of speech are you going to talk to your kids, even though it could be a bad subject that you might not want to hear. And my dad wasn't the greatest on delivering what he wanted to tell you. And I always told him that maybe if you tweaked that a little bit and how you delivered it, I would have gotten a little bit more out of it. But I broke that cycle. I don't want that cycle to be something that, because you don't get anything out of a message, Kelsey, when I give it to you in an angry voice or yelling or screaming. And that's what's as important when you talk to your children or your adult children. There is no way you're going to communicate by yelling and screaming. And I just want to tell you that I'll never be that way, even though sometimes you frustrate me. But that's just what comes with parenting, is that I want to be proud of you. I want you to flourish. I want you to shine. And I want you to take time out. You need to take a time out. You need to work on this. Work on this. You have to be in line with yourself, Kelsey. There's a lot of things you need to do. Take them one at a time. Don't be overwhelmed. Be very encouraged in that you can get there. And then when you're with somebody, they're the ones who can see past you and say, you know what, Kelsey, you can do better. You can do more. You can strive for whatever you want, because it's right there. It's attainable. But that's when you know you're with somebody that has value, Kelsey, is when you can talk to them and you can share everything all the dreams that you have and all the just living life on life's terms and accepting things and being able to talk about them without any animosity, without any, I always call it toxic environment, because I do not have people who are in my life who are toxic. That's one thing you have to figure out, is the friends that you hang around with are very, very important, in the sense that you have to start weeding them out, Kelsey, because they're the ones that show me who your friends are, then I'll show you who you are. My dad put that in my head a lot, and I finally come to terms. I don't have that many friends. I don't have that many associates that I hang around with, just because I'm working on myself, and I'm happy. Like I said before in my videos, I'm very happy with where I'm going, and that's where I want you to go, because I know that you have it in you, and that you're very, very capable of living a prosperous life, and that you have a lot to offer somebody, that you're very caring, very loving, you have a good work ethic, and you just have to look at that and see that. You look in the mirror each and every day, and you can say to yourself, I'm worth more than that. I value my life. I value my children's life. And that's what you have to look at for, Kelsey, every day. Every day. Work on your weaknesses. I try to work on mine, and I will listen more. That's one thing. And sometimes I do talk a lot, but A friend of mine just told me, "You don't listen," and that's true. That's one of the things I do. Sometimes I don't know how to turn it off, but that's okay. I'm not perfect, and I am going to work on that because I'm not. I do have to listen more because I do have to practice what I preach because I am sometimes I can be overbearing, and I just want you to know that if you ever want to talk to me on any level, then I'm here for you. And we've been talking because we live together now, so I'm starting to get to know you, and I'm one thing I can tell you that I'm very sorry for not being there as much as I should have when you were younger, and there's a lot of things I probably could have prevented, but I couldn't have done it, Kelsey, because I was too focused on me, and I was living out of the flesh. I was living a life that I should not have been living, and now I live in the moment now. I can give you back things. I can talk to you. I can share a lot of things, a lot of wisdom that my parents have given me that now I can give to you. And I want you to give that back to your children. But it's very important that you work on yourself. I can't express that enough because I love you and I know that you have it in you. That I'm very proud of you, but I know that there's a lot more that you can do. There's a lot more that I can do. But I'm here for you, Kelsey. I'm your father. I want you to always remember that I want to create a lot of memories, Kelsey, a lot of good memories now. But I want you to know that I'm setting an example now. And I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing because it's very important what I'm doing. And I want you to remember what I'm saying. That's why I create these videos for all my kids and my grandkids because they can always look back at it and say, you know what, he got it. And I just I want to say that I wish that so one day you can get closer to God, Kelsey. That's very, very important that you give all of your problems, you give all of your worries, you give all your struggles to Him. He'll help you. He will. But you just have to open the door, open your heart. But I love you very much. And I'm sure there'll be a part 2. Anyway, you guys take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.